Hey y'all, I'm Morgan Young, and this is Long Story Shorts, where we are diving into all the news and headlines that you need to know. And this week, we've got a lot to get to. Starting with a big announcement for foster care management for 9 North Texas counties. This is a story that I have been following for years, but especially this week, as a new temporary leader has been tapped to run those operations. Take a look.
Care still focuses on safety.
George Cannata has a lot of work ahead. A judge just named him temporary boss of Empower, the group Texas pays to oversee the welfare of thousands of foster kids. And according to the state, it's failing at its job. A judge agrees conditions at Empower present imminent danger to North Texas children. The state alleges 2 infants have died because it dropped the ball.
Those types of things lead me and other reasonable people to say, what's going on?
The state blames high turnover and heavy caseloads. Whistleblowers have previously told our Morgan Young of problems including kids sleeping on the floor of Empower offices.
There's not food in the office, so the kids doesn't have food. They don't have beds. Most of them are laying around on the floor.
Now, Empower has agreed to allow Cannata to take over for at least the next 90 days. The longtime DFPS executive brings 3 decades of child welfare experience, the state says, adding the goal of the receivership is to stabilize operations and ensure that children and families receive safe and consistent services without interruption. Empower says it's ready to work with them. Quote, throughout this process, we will continue to prioritize child safety, strong case practice, and system stability to best serve Texas children and families. The state leaders who pushed the law allowing for this kind of takeover say it's a needed step.
We just need to see exactly what occurred and make sure we put up safeguards to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Now to stories making waves across North Texas, including a viral traffic stop, leaving many to question when policing goes too far, and more drama surrounding an Oak Cliff roundabout, plus so much more.
A January traffic stop over a ticket for speeding through a school zone in Hurst is now the center of a formal complaint.
That's your citation. That's littering. Step out of the car.
No, don't do that. I'm not stepping out.
Grabbing Tanisha Thompson by the neck after she refused to exit her vehicle while asking for a supervisor. She was later charged with resisting arrest, but her attorney says she left with a black eye, a torn lip, and stitches. And a law enforcement expert tells us that what you're seeing there goes against policy.
At that point, he loses his cool, and you cannot afford to do that as a police officer.
Hearst PD, though, says they've investigated claims of excessive use of force and found them unfounded. It says, quote, the officer was not disciplined as his actions did not violate their policy.
The May runoff election should be less confusing for Dallas County voters. During the primary on March 3rd, hundreds, maybe thousands of voters were turned away from their regular voting locations. Instead, they were told they actually had to vote at specific precincts. This was because the Dallas County Republican Party decided to hold a separate primary from Dallas County Democrats. Well, 2 weeks now after that primary, the chair of the Dallas County Republican Party, Alan West, announced they will not have separate elections for the May runoff. This means voters should have no problem figuring out where to vote on Election Day, May 26th. Here's, though, one piece of advice for any election in Texas. Vote early. Lines are shorter, and it is almost always easier.
From the start, Atiana Washington's mother said something didn't sit right about this case. She says that Jaime Castro's Friday plea deal was vindication, but that this is only the beginning. Now, Mindy Crapo is bringing a wrongful death lawsuit against the former Dallas Police Association president and his girlfriend. Early reports identified Castro as the passenger and his girlfriend as the driver in the crash that killed Atiana Washington while she was crossing Northwest Highway last year. Sources told WFAA that the officers who responded to the crash did not administer a drug or alcohol test or ask whether Castro or his girlfriend were drinking.
What I have been telling everybody that I felt from the very beginning was in fact true. It's a mixed emotion. It's sad that it took a year.
Yeah, you definitely have to give the cars the right of way. Unfortunately, these temporary white water barriers were put here to help protect our home should another car jump the roundabout as they built a permanent concrete wall. These provide an extra level of comfort. Fortunately, these have not been hit since they were installed, which is great to see. But the ones on the north side have been hit earlier this month, actually, and they act as a deterrent. And so it was kind of cool to see that and have that temporary measure actually save a potential additional crash. When I see these, I feel safer with these here. It's just an extra line of defense. So at this point, we have so much evidence and past history of cars not staying on the road that we'll take anything additional that we can get. So me and my neighbors are not pushing for them to be removed. And it's just, for us, it's a level of comfort. It doesn't look the best, but a car in our downstairs unit also doesn't look the best either. It's not just their safety, other drivers, pedestrians, the people that live here.
A pilot was injured when a small plane went down in North Texas around 4:30 on Wednesday afternoon. I want to show you some video that our chopper got from overhead. Now, we don't have a lot of information about exactly what happened, but here's what we do know. This was right by Arrow Valley Airport, that is in Roanoke. Crews with Denton County's Emergency Services District 1 responded to this scene. They tell us only one person was on board when it went down. That person was injured and had to be taken to a hospital. Now, we do not know how serious those injuries were. Emergency crews also say this was a single-engine, 4-seat plane, and they say they found it upside down, short of the runway. We have asked for information about exactly what might have caused the plane to go down, but it's just too soon to have any answers.
A little glow up for the Dallas skyline. Reunion Tower getting new lights for the first time since 2012. Crews start work today, swapping in brighter lights with better color. You'll see them out there from 11 to 1:30 today and tomorrow. A familiar icon that's about to shine a little different.
Last weekend of spring break for a lot of you, Six Flags is reminding people that anyone 17 years old or younger needs a chaperone at all times from open to close. The chaperone must be 21 years or older and stay with the kids the entire time. Six Flags says offenders could be removed from the park.
A crucial deadline just passed on Tuesday night, and it certainly seems like it sets the stage for more drama between Senator John Cornyn and Attorney General Ken Paxton. Let me explain what happened. 5 p.m. Tuesday was the deadline to set the ballot for the May 26th runoff election. Remember, Cornyn and Paxton faced off in early March in the primary. Neither got 50% of the vote, so they face off again in that May runoff. This will be to determine who will be the candidate on the general election on the Republican side when voters actually pick the next U.S. Senator from Texas. Okay, President Trump said he was going to endorse one of them, and he said whoever he did not endorse should drop out of the race. There has been no endorsement. Today's ballot deadline came and went. Neither dropped out. This means Cornyn's name and Paxton's name will both be on the May ballot. Looks like this sets us up for several weeks of an expensive battle that many in the Republican Party were hoping to avoid. Now, there is a chance the president could endorse before the election. Then maybe somebody would end their official campaign. But the ballot is set, and the drama continues.
All right, let's lighten things up a bit and take a look at what is making headlines across the country, the world, even to space, where there are new discoveries to tell you about. And back here on Earth, where we are transitioning from winter to spring, which means it's March Madness time, which is apparently killing all of our productivity. But first, a major announcement from ABC about its programming, a last-minute cancellation of the newest season of The Bachelorette.
The new season of The Bachelorette, set to premiere this coming Sunday here on WFAA, has now been canceled. Taylor Frankie Paul from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was set to star as The Bachelorette this time around, but today, new video from Paul's 2023 domestic violence arrest was leaked online. It comes as police in Utah have opened domestic assault investigation regarding the reality star and her ex, stemming from last month. ABC announcing the cancellation just hours ago, saying in light of the newly released video just surfaced today, we have made the decision to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette at this time, and our focus is on supporting the family.
Are you a little bit distracted at work today, having trouble focusing while trying to keep one eye on the March Madness basketball games? Well, $12 billion with a B, $12 billion is how much money employers lose over these first 2 days of the tournament in lost worker productivity, not just from those workers who are taking a little bit longer lunch, but also from those sick calls. And for some people, they don't stop at faking a sore throat. This week sees an uptick by 50% in men scheduling vasectomies. Anything to be able to sit at home and recover while they watch the games. In fact, some clinics are now even making marketing campaigns around it. They call it Vas Madness. So enjoy the games, but still follow your doctor's instructions.
Yeah, wishing you the best of luck in your March Madness pools and hoping you walk away with some cash, because now we are talking about rising costs from mortgage rates to groceries to gas and travel prices. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. And if you drive a Ford, we've actually got a recall to tell you about too. Let's get into some consumer stories.
The pain at the pump is getting worse as gas prices ticked up again Wednesday to the highest level since September 2023. According to AAA, a gallon of regular gas now averages $3.84. That's a roughly 5-cent increase from Tuesday. 7 states have gas averaging more than $4, according to AAA, and it's topped $5 a gallon in California, Hawaii, and Washington. Diesel also going up, now averaging nearly $5.07, a jump of just more than 2 cents from Tuesday. As for oil, the price per barrel up slightly across all benchmarks following reports of attacks on Iranian production facilities.
Surging oil prices are hitting airlines hard as well. Jet fuel costs are nearly double. Delta and United Airlines say it's already cost them $400 million since the start of the conflict with Iran. United's ticket prices have jumped 15 to 20% in just the last week. And still, some oil industry analysts say Delta, United, and Southwest could stay profitable if fuel stays around $4 a gallon. Most others could see losses. Stocks are falling as high fuel costs and other pressures are hitting the industry.
Well, that is all for this episode of Long Story Shorts. Wishing you the best weekend ever. Enjoy the first weekend of spring. It's going to be a toasty one. We'll see you back here on Monday.